Hey guys, welcome in. Mittens here again. Sorry it's been a while since I've posted a video or even streamed. I've been really busy as everyone is with life stuff and just just hadn't found time or the energy to really do anything, and I apologize. But I have been playing a little bit. I'd started doing some island stuff just to kind of get the channel going and some videos and kind of see what that is, and uh, just kind of an introductory to Arc itself. I really didn't get that far into it, and then did some stuff with Monarchy. Um, I got in on their servers, and I just didn't have the time to devote to what that takes because they have their rates down low, and I just don't have the time to commit to that. I don't, I'm your normal average person as far as job goes and life and stuff, and I just can't block out the time needed for that. That's devoted to be able to actually play through and enjoy that with the rest of those creators. Um, but I have been kind of in the back scenes of things. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but Nicardus is a big map maker. He does an awesome job. I ain't gonna say he's the best. Maybe he is, but I'm not gonna say that necessarily. But he is very good, and he has just released a new map. It's been out, I don't know, a week or a week and a half. And from my understanding, it's like half done. There's more content to the map that's coming, and it's already a beautiful map. If you guys aren't aware of it, I highly recommend going and checking it out. It's called, well, let's just see here. It is called um, Bjarnheim. I think some of the creators have just decided to call it Bierheim. I'm good with that. Sounds good. But I have been playing on it, and as you guys know, if you've seen any of my early videos, in my single player stuff, I do have mods. I do have some of the rates turned up because, like I said, I don't have time to to just spend, you know, um, doing the grind. I don't mind the grind, but I don't have time for it. So I have got things turned up. I'm having some issues with getting my imprint 100%. So unfortunately, right now, until I get that figured out, I'm just having to do a admin control, admin command, and just imprinting them that way. I don't know what to do yet. I've researched it. I've tried. It didn't work. I don't know for sure what I've done wrong. It may be that I have to just like reset everything and and try it that way. I've tried it through the like the single player server modifications adjustments you can do. I've tried through the INI file. I've done everything I possibly can, and it just doesn't work out for me. So somewhere along the line, I'm missing something. So, but anyhow, it I've got it where it's working right now. Um, so um, that's kind of where I'm at. Now, like I said, I am. Uh, I don't know where I'm at in this map exactly. It's sort of like I can't say I'm halfway through it. I can't say I'm almost. I don't know because it's got some new mechanics in it that are, I think, is what Arc needed that facelift. Um, which they did introduce a lot new stuff in when they put out Lost Colony. They introduced some new mechanic stuff, which I think is awesome. Um, but it needed some work, and I haven't been back to Lost Colony since then because it was just it needed some fine tuning. I don't know where they're at and working on that, but it seems like for this map, some of the stuff that he's brought over to it seems to be working pretty good so far. Again, I don't know where I'm actually at, but what I do know is that there are a couple of things that that he's introduced to Arc that is not normally there, that I can see being something that is good for Arc, especially on a group setting. And not that you can't do it individually, but for definitely a group thing, it's there's some things there that could pacify some of the downtime of stuff. Um, and I think it's a good mechanic in what he's trying to sell the people. But again, it is a very beautiful map. It is very Nordic style, which is cool. Um, I enjoy that part of history. So I think it's something that if you like Ark, you're gonna like it. And if you like the Viking Nordic kind of theme idea, whatever, then you're really gonna like it. So, it is a very beautiful map, very well done. It is very challenging. Actually, I need to check right quick. Where do I go? So, yeah, no, that ain't yet. I need to go back here. I should have already done this off camera, but so forgive me with that. I want to look. Now you're going to see a bunch of mods. I don't know why these keep popping up. I've cleared my list. I've redone the ones that I want, and for whatever reason, they keep coming. I don't have these downloaded. I don't have these in my game, so I don't know. I don't have a clue. I want to look and see if, yeah, it's had an update since yesterday. So we're going to update this, which is good. I'm glad Nicardis is staying on it. And which he kind of said this has been his baby. He's really really did a lot of work. He's put a lot into this, and I'm proud for him. I think he's done an awesome job. Um, so there is um, you could see here um, it's 50% done. There's 3 of 9 artifact caves available. So basically, there's one boss. I would assume that at some point there's going to be 3 bosses to do. Um, and I haven't even found. I found one of the artifact caves, maybe 2, but I don't think I've found the third one. Um, so it's definitely going to be it's challenging, and as you can see, there's some things in here. He's made it challenging. There is no map, so you can't pull, or you can't hit I and go into the map and look at the mini map. You can't that you don't have that resource to look at the map. It's going to be all about memorization, learning the terrain of the land, and there's storms. Excuse me. There's storms that periodically come through, and it gets really, really, really cold. It is not easy at all. Um, so that's good. And you got to have these other maps, if you can see here at the bottom. Rag, Valguero, Scorched Earth, Extension, Aberration, Lost Colony, and Genesis 1. Because what he done was he used the assets in that instead of making it its own standalone, which is in a lot of ways good. Why? Because then you don't have such a big file to download. The assets are already on here. You don't have to download 50 something gigs. I think it's like 7 or 8, maybe. I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't much. It was very, I, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why Arc? I do get it in some ways, but in some ways I don't. But why Arc didn't, or not Arc, but I say Arc. I'm generalizing Umbrella. Why they didn't do it this way, but they didn't. Anyhow, we got that installed, so we're going to go back. I might as well look at the other ones um, that I'm using. Um, no. Those are all good. The only one is I'm not seeing it yet. Either I didn't go far enough or overlooked it. Because all this other bullshit on here that's for here for some reason, I don't know. I'm looking. Dino Depot and see. Yeah, okay, this needs to be updated. I'm sorry, guys. Again, I should have already had this looked, and I wouldn't. It didn't come to my mind till I was here doing it. So it didn't take long. Didn't take long. Just a. I know with that their torches started getting to where they wouldn't. They was on, but then they would the actual flame would go out, but they were still on, and sometimes it wasn't actually giving off the illumination of light. It was really kind of funky. I don't know. Um, but anyhow, I got to set up this right quick so that my mating is down to immediately and I ain't waiting on that. So anyhow, so back to where I kind of started all this. So when this come out, I was like, all right, they hyped it up pretty good. Some of the big streamers, I'm gonna check this out, and I did, and I've loved it, and I've been kind of grinding it out a little bit, like I said in the back. And I'm sorry, I should have probably done, and I will go back. I promise. I'm gonna go and do a fresh start, and I'm gonna do a fresh start, and we will play this together. I love the map. I thoroughly love it. So there's a lot of these little pre-structures in here, and they're just beautifully done. Just beautiful done. Now, there are some and I don't know if it was an intentional or not. So they're not completely weatherproof. If you go, like if you'll look, I don't know if you guys, some people didn't even know. If you look there above try to get where it's better to see it. But if you'll look right above your right hand, you see the little, how much weight in your water and your food? Well, up there above it, when you're under a structure like this, typically it has a house looking picture. So I'm gonna go out here and show you. Wait. Yeah, you're gonna probably wonder. So see there, the little house come up, which means you're under shelter, which means it gives you some buff protection, right, from the elements. Okay. I'll explain this in a minute, what's going on here. That was my early venture of stuff. But anyhow, now I've gotten pretty far into the whole thing of game. I'm going to have to work on at some point I'm going to have to work on my storage situation a little bit, because this is not a very big house. I found some other places, but it's like, oh my God, moving all of this, it would take me a minute to do it. And it doesn't mean I won't do it. The longer I put it, the more it gets built and of stuff that I'm to the point now. It's like, no, I'll add a building somewhere, and I will make it for storage, or I will make it for a workshop, or I'll make it for something. But I'm not moving. I've just decided it ain't happening right now. So this is where we're at. If you're interested in what mods I have, you're more than welcome to put a comment below, and I will do my best to go through them in the future videos I do. What mods I've found that I like to use. If you're kind of looking for some direction on what you would like, or maybe looking for something new or whatever, just put a comment in there, and I'll be more than happy to share with you what I like. So as you can see, we have a lot. We have a lot going on, right? We've got a greenhouse down here. We've got a a beehive going. I've had to put storage out here for smelting stuff. It's become a little ridiculous. And we've got some wyverns going. We've got, you know, all of our utility stuff. We've got, I've got some dinotherums. They're not bred out, but they're both, the mom and dad was both 150s. And this map has OSDs on it. So that's why, what the noise is. Anyhow, never heard it before. What it is. Anyhow, don't matter. So I feel like they're going to be okay, and if I lose them, it's no big deal. Whatever, I'll just breed out a couple more. I'll do a little bit of breeding with them. And I've picked up stuff along the way that I don't typically, I've never tamed a Gigantoraptor. That was interesting. There was a really good griffin. I got it. I don't really care for them. Some people do. They're not my favorite to ride around on, fly around on. I've never tamed a Desmodus, so I tamed one of those. Pretty cool. I've got a pretty good breeding pair of them. And then there's the old RG, faithful and true. The RG is still a dominant in the air creature. I've got a Yudi. It's a good level. It's a 145. I have not found a mate for it yet, but I need one to go. I'm not going to use it with the OSDs, but I may have to eventually. I'm thinking that what I have bred up for Rexes, I think that's, I'm hoping, I'm hoping that's enough. I have bred them out a little bit. Oh, this is what it is. I don't know if we can kill this thing. Yeah, over there. Have that. Fucking otters pissed off. And popsicles. That's the summer thing. If you guys are not, it's nothing to worry about. I think it's over. I don't even know why it's still running. But anyhow, I just did it to be doing it. So that's kind of where we're at. I've got all the stuff that you normally would have at this point. I still got to get the stuff to do an industrial forge. I do need to make a metal run at some point, because that's really, I think that's really all I need is the metal. Let's see, crafting. Yeah, maybe crystal. Yeah, but the rest of it, I think I'm going to have the polymer. I might be able to do it now. Yeah, no, I'm missing cement and paste. So, yeah, so we got a little bit of grinding to do to get in. But we can do it. It's not a big deal. I will do that stuff off camera because I know you guys don't want to watch it, and I don't want to watch it myself. But I got to do it to progress. But anyhow, what I thought I'd do is I've got some Rexes here. They need to be leveled. So I thought I would take them and do a little leveling on them. The Dinotherums, I don't know, they need to be leveled. So I've got a little bit of that to do, but I'm going to go run a couple of caves to get some loot boxes, see if we get anything, which I've got some pretty good loot. You know, not bad, not bad. I'm going to throw these two. That's my cave runners I take with me. Oh, and I do have a Thyla, but I haven't found a good breeder for it yet. I hadn't found a good male. That was a 150 female. I want to find, you know, a good 130, 145, something like that male, but I just hadn't found it yet. Once I do, that will be going with me to the caves instead of the Karn. The Karn's good, but the Thyla's a little more versatile, as everybody knows, for caves. So let's look and see if A level. You got A level. Probably gonna have to take them out too. So let's grab them. Just like that. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. Okay. So get on the wyvern here. go out here a little bit. Go out of Rex. Go eat some stuff. As y'all can see, it's a beautiful map. Just beautiful. I mean, just look at it. This, it's just, you see that big iceberg that came down. That's OSD there. It's just a beautiful map. It really is. And here's why I said there is no map. There is no map. Now, do I have things marked? Yes. Yes, there's merchants. I meant to tell you that there are merchants. I think there's 3 or 4. I've only found 3, but I think that I think there might be 4. But I'll take y'all over there at some point and show you what they're about, or what I have learned and figured out that they are about. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to, looks like this is a good spot to land. Get some levels going here for these guys, because we have a few to we need to level. They've got some, oh yeah, they do have some levels, good. So let's pump up the health. That's kind of yeah, 25, 27. Yeah, we're gonna do 27k on health. Now let's go to 30. We'll do 30. The rest is going into melee. May not need to. We may not have to level them up. That's hitting pretty good. 1500. That's nothing to shake at. Nothing to shake at all. Alright. Alright, ball that up. I don't know, I think it was that one. Yeah. So we'll go to this one. Maybe not having to worry about levels. Looks like, yeah. We can go up to 30. The rest goes into melee. Right now. Now, I know that typically, from what I know from other maps, that have OSDs, I would typically run them. Oh, went a little, that's okay. That I would, and I don't know that I'm going to need all these. I don't know what to, because I haven't found if there's gigas or carchars, which is typically I would use carchars, get a male and a female, breed them up really good, and that's what I would run the OSDs with, but I haven't seen those. So my next was either these or the acros, and I've seen a few acros, but nothing real real good yet. Plus I didn't have what I needed. I'm just gonna throw them out like this, it's easier. I didn't have the I still don't have a good shotgun to go and do them, so I'm a little bit hesitant to just jump out there and try to tame those. So I'm going with this. I'm going to throw out, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them with a mate pair and the Dino Suchus to help buff them, in hopes that it works out for me. If it don't, it's not the end of the world. I just learn, right? Yeah, I hate to lose them, but you know, we'll just breed some more up and try a different route, or maybe a different dino. I don't know. Yeah, we've already checked these out. I'd like to get them up about 35 to 40. So I think is that all of them? Yeah, 326, 326. Okay, those are already done. So we're going to ball up the Rexus for now. See if we can't get a few levels in these babies. I'm not worried about damage so much. I'm more worried about tanking ability. Go back and heal all these babies up. these few more levels in them. We're gonna go back. The base. Get them healed up. Then we're gonna give a shot at them OSDs. And just see how lucky we might get or unlucky. Don't know what to expect. We're gonna give it a shot. So now comes the fun part. Throwing all these suckers out. Clear them out. Grab our little snow owl here. And we're going to get some heals done here. And these. We're going to get some heals going. Snow owl is so good for healing. So much better than the war pig. If you can get them. Not all maps have them, so. But these are pretty important for this map for two cases. One is that they are good for healing. But when the Niflheim comes, the storm's what it's called. I think it's right. Niflheim or something like that. Anyhow, if you're on any flyer, my understanding, besides a snow owl, you will be grounded, no matter where you're at. So, that just adds another sense of urgency when you're out in the storm. That you either have one of these in your pocket, or you have a pretty good, some type of ground creature that can get you back to your base, or, especially if you're not really, if you're not suited yet to handle the cold, because it's gonna deplete your health in a hurry. What they call the murder snow. Get these healed up. It won't take long. Get this done. The old snow owl does a pretty good job. Does a pretty good job. And usually you can do, 2 or 3, 4 creatures at a time, just however you got them laid out. You can cover several. And I don't know if that percentage goes down on how much heals go out based on the number of that you're trying to heal, or if it's the same amount each. I really don't know. Something to look up, I guess, if you're interested in it. But for the snow owls, if you're just going to have one for healing, you definitely want to just pump the stats into stamina, because that's where it pulls from, of how long that you can stay in this form to heal with. So, in case some of y'all were wondering, we're about Elephant's done. These two Rexes are pretty much done. Time we do some more. Let me see if I can see how many I get here. Looks like we got 3 or 4 here, so that's good. Get these babies healed up. Won't take long, I promise. I know. Yeah, you should already had this done. I know. But it is part of art. I could be going and getting metal. You could be watching me do that, so. I don't know that this is much better. But I know it doesn't take near as long, and so that one's healed. That one still needs some. That one still needs some. Okay. Stay right here and get what we can. Yeah, it seems like the percentage goes down the more dinos you have. Amount, it seems like it might be a little bit off. That one's done. No. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it's working. It's doing its thing. Yeah, it won't take long. We're about to get there. We still got a few more to do, but it's really not taking that long. These snow owls are pretty good, and they don't go through the food like the pigs do. So. Them finish healing on their own. And over here. These 3 here. Well, we're getting these 2. I may have to go back and get one or something. I may have missed something somewhere. I don't know. We gonna get them there. We gonna get them there. We're doing 3. Now we're getting all 3 of them. We're basically getting about 1% on each cycle, so it's not bad. I mean, pretty much done. That one's done. Oh, we got one loner out here. Getting him topped up. Couple of rounds on him, he'll be done. And then we'll just gotta do the Dinotherum, the other Dinotherum, and then we'll look and see what's left to kind of top off. And then we will see what happens. I have to go put my better armor on. Let's see here. That one's done. One over here. Somewhere. This one. We'll pretty much get this and done in this turn. Real close. Take care of that one. This one's done. Do the Dinotherum here. Probably should have bred a few levels into it, but like I said, if I need to, it's not a big deal. Since I have the rates turned up and all that stuff, it doesn't make it as big a deal. I messed up that. I left off the mouse button. If they don't last, then we'll come back and I'll get a few levels bred into them. A little bit of time. About to get almost 2%. Almost getting 2% each cycle. miles in health. Need some more levels in these here, but like I said, we'll if we need to, we'll come back and I don't have any. These are all just primitive, basic saddles for all of these. I haven't gotten a blueprint or even one saddle. Which usually the Deinotherium seems like I always pick them up, but the Rexes are a little harder to come by. But I haven't, and they don't have the drops on here. It's just cave loots and the OSDs. Which if we can get the OSD and do it, we're going to get some stuff. So which will be good. Get some good gear. Which I got. Like I said, I got some decent gear. It ain't like bad, but I farmed the caves, the 2 caves that I found that got looted. And I farmed quite a bit. So. I knew I needed, I was going to need something. I've gotten actually a couple of decent rifles, and got some gear. Got a couple of saddles that that are useful. Getting there. One more thing should top her off, and then we'll go and look at the rest of them and then load them up. At least this OSD over here is close to the base. I don't know if that's good or bad. Hopefully it'll all work out good. My plan is be sitting for a minute anyway. I'm going to go and the lighting. That's actually working now. Maybe that fix update was. But they're supposed to stay on, and they're on, but the flame goes out. When the flame goes out, then I don't know. All right, so let's look at our gear. See, do I have? So I need to get some veggie cakes. So I have veggie cakes. Yeah, I've got some. So I've got these 3 pieces, so that's not bad. I just don't have a good chest piece. I've got chitin, which is good. This armor, we're going to stick it over here. See, I found this ring. I don't remember where I found it for sure. But I think maybe I got to have that. Now that I've read that. Okay, yeah, I bet I do. That makes sense. I think I've put something together. I'm going to spoil it. I think I've just put something. Anyhow, here. Now that we're naked. Grab this, and this. We need something for our hands. got a 507. That's pretty good. Got this advanced or apprentice cursed assault rifle. I don't really have. I hadn't made any bullets. There are some that I've picked up here and there. Yeah, I only got 10 or 11. So I don't have. We've got a pistol. We've got a simple pistol. And I got a good crossbow. So I think maybe we'll just take the long neck. Grab some ammo. Need to be in there. Go there. Take 10 of those. Be 5 apiece. Heavy. Heavy. Fortitude. 142. Just so y'all know how Cody gets. And if it came a storm and I didn't have an otter, still wouldn't be enough with the gear. It ain't enough. Just so y'all know. It's not enough. Don't need that. That. Keep the torch just in case. Split that in half. That'll give me 10 pounds. Put that in there. Then that spear. So, ball everything up, I guess. My thoughts is thoughts is to make sure none of them have levels. That's it. Oh. Alright. So my thoughts is take the wyvern. Just another thing I can throw out just in case it gets looking real. Keep it for now. I'm just going to throw out like male, three or four females, and then if I lose one, then I'll throw out a couple of more. You know, kind of like do it in stages. Don't just throw all of them out at once. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Sure what to do here, But that's my plan, is to do more of like stages instead of just all at once. So get a male. That's the one I will be on. Females. Get out 3 or 4 females. And the Dunitherums need to be next. Put these stored out here. Big boy, call him up. Take half of these. Put them in here. Kids. Go. Shit's going. Sorry, I kind of got lost in what I was doing. Forgive me. But I ended the OSD, as y'all are aware of. I duly apologize, guys. It's just been a long weekend, and anyhow, no excuse to neglect my followers and viewers and all that stuff. But anyhow, yeah, I ended it because we were getting. I'm looking for bags, get stuff. Losing my otter. Huh. Oh, it's probably because of the fire. Yeah, probably don't need to take an otter. That's all right. I've got plenty of backups. More bags, more bags. I know I've seen one up on the rock here somewhere. What is this? It's another Rex. We lost a Rex. We lost a few Rexes, but hey, that's fine. I've never done it, so now I kind of have somewhat of an understanding of what's going on. Chunks. Trying to find the saddles. What the heck? It's heavy. What's this? Really? Alright. Trying to get all the stuff sorted out here. Forgive me, but yeah, that was yeah. This one here. Definitely going to have to do some leveling. We got a pretty decent group left, so we'll get them healed up, leveled up, and we'll try it again. Just looking for more bags. There's one, maybe. Yep. I may have already done this one. Yeah, looks like I've already got the saddle off. But not worried so much about the rest of it. Just whatever. Looking. May have already. May have already expired. Who knows? I could be just not seeing them too. It's a real strong possibility. Here's one. Let me in there. Putting everything on the elephant as the best way. Not seeing anything. Do it this way probably too. Right, saddles. So if I got all the saddles, we lost 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we had 10. That's right. We had 10. We lost. That ain't bad considering. Now that they're like got some levels to get, and we lost an elephant. just, I don't know if it was good or bad to have it. We'll get another one out, get it, you know, get it in the mix. But I think overall it's not bad. I don't know what to do with these crawlpods. I don't know if they're grindable or not. Probably, I don't know. They might be. I don't know, and I don't have a grinder, so it don't really matter. That'll have to grind because we can't use tech gear on this map. We did get some decent mats here for. All this is none of this is any good. Mastercraft assault rifle. Finally got us a shotty that's decent, not just great, but it's decent. And we got a pretty good pistol. Yeah, it wasn't just blow your pants off stuff that we needed, but we got a few little things that'll be, you know, the few little things. We got some element, some polymer, you know, some decent higher end mats. So anyhow, that's kind of an OSD. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's basically just waves of stuff, just wave after wave after wave, and then once you get to a, I don't know, there's like a certain level, and then it basically maxes out what it can give you in loot. And then you have a certain amount of time to get to loot. That's kind of why I was really focusing on, again, I apologize, I was trying to get everything picked up and either throw it out in a bag or on a dyno or something. And that's some of the problem, is that you got all this loot, and you can use a whip and it'll pick it all up if you've got room on you. But then you're overloaded, so then you got to have something close enough you can put stuff on, and it can be a little bit challenging sometimes. But anyhow, I'm going to go through and get all the stuff off these guys. I may have to make a couple of flights because the Wyvern's already overloaded, so I'm going to have to pull some stuff off it and put on the elephant, and then I will go and get yeah, that would free up. That's 400 pounds black pearls. Thought I did. I guess I did. Sorry about that. I kind of got. What else we got here? Now we're lightened up. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fly this stuff back. Um, get all these over there. Get them healed up, and we'll do another round of it at some point. But that's kind of what it is, guys. I'm gonna have to breed out another Elefante. But this one's got, God, this one's got like, yeah, 54 freaking levels in it. I mean, it's massive. So, I know I pumped some melee into these, and I'm gonna see if I can get their health up a little bit, maybe, or whatever. But anyhow, that's it. I'm gonna call it that for the bloodbath that went on. Toggle this out here. Why that's apologize. I apologize. Trying to get it to. There we go. There we go. That's better. Um, That's it. That's our kids. They made it. They didn't make it through the whole thing. What did we do? 3, 4 rounds? But now that these have got some levels in them, I kind of see what's going on here. Um, we'll do better next time. You know, with the whole situation. But for now, I appreciate all y'all's following and views, and maybe next time we'll get a little further into this OSD, figuring it out, how far we can go, and all that good stuff. Because the further you go, the loot gets better. But anyhow, I appreciate you guys. Give me a like and a subscribe back there. It'd be much appreciated. And I hope you enjoy the video. And we'll catch you next time. OG out.